Atlanta is buzzing, and this time it's bigger than the back and forth between Rasheeda and Yandy. The fallout has spilled straight toward Mendeecees. After Kirk Frost's heated warning at Yandy, the word on the street is simple. Mendeecees is furious and ready to defend his wife, the kind of move that could flip the whole love and hip-hop world on its head. Blogs won't stop. Social timelines are melting, and everybody's asking the same thing. What happens when two husbands step into a fight that was already spiraling out of control? Once Kirk Frost's warning started circulating, clips looped non-stop. Headlines multiplied, and one name rose with it, Mendeecees. Fans wanted answers. How did he feel watching Yandy stand toe-to-toe with Rasheeda and then get blindsided by Kirk's anger? The quiet from his side made it worse. Every hour of silence poured gasoline on the rumors. Insiders say Mendeecees was pacing when he heard the audio, shaking his head like he couldn't believe Kirk would cross that line. "If you threaten my wife, you threaten me," he was allegedly overheard saying. Fans ate it up, the calm husband turning into a protector. Then the whispers leveled up. Mendeecees supposedly reached out to people close to Kirk, letting it be known nothing was sliding. Suddenly, the focus shifted from a women's feud to a husband versus husband standoff, and the entire season felt different. This wasn't just shade anymore. This was pride, respect, and family. Behind the cameras, Rasheeda was said to downplay it, claiming Kirk spoke in the heat of the moment. But viewers rewatched his body language. Clenched fists, tight jaw, that strained voice. The way Rasheeda held his arm like she knew one more word could push him over. Yandy, meanwhile, didn't blink. In a soft but confident tone on live, she told fans she wasn't scared and she wasn't standing alone. Everyone knew exactly who she meant. Blogs ran wild. Mendeecees ready to check Kirk Frost. Family feud turned serious. Whether the reports were true or not almost didn't matter. The idea was enough. The thought of Kirk and Mendeecees face-to-face. Irresistible. People pointed out how Mendeecees usually avoids chaos, which made the rumor even bigger. If he's stepping in, then it must be serious. Others praised the loyalty. A husband choosing his wife, even if it means clashing with someone he's known for years. Comment sections flooded. "This won't end well. If Kirk thought Rasheeda was loud, wait till Mendeecees steps in." Hashtags for Team Yandy and Team Rasheeda trended at the same time. Behind the scenes, producers were nervous. No one wanted a physical blow-up, but the ratings potential was obvious. "Drama sells," one insider whispered, "and fans are locked in." Speculation grew. Would Mendeecees confront Kirk in private or make it public so the message landed where everyone could see it? Some heard he wanted a one-on-one. Others said he'd rather keep it on camera so there was no confusion. Either way, the anticipation kept building. Yandy stayed calm, almost strategic. She knows narrative better than most. By engaging Kirk, she had pulled Mendeecees into the frame, and now the feud had a second heartbeat. What started as two women trading sharp words had become a clash of households, both marriages tested in front of millions. Then came the next rumor. Mendeecees had already spoken to Kirk. No one could confirm what was said, but the alleged tone was firm. "You crossed a line," he supposedly told Kirk. "Argue with me if you want, but don't threaten my wife." People who claimed to overhear said Kirk tried to brush it off as heat-of-the-moment talk. The response back? "Heat of the moment doesn't make you threaten a woman." Social media exploded. Half the crowd praised Mendeecees for loyalty. The other half said Kirk had been pushed, and this was adding fuel to the fire. Rasheeda was reportedly torn, embarrassed the marriage was back in the blender, but protective of Kirk too. "Yandy's been poking us," she allegedly told friends. And just like that, it wasn't just Kirk versus Mendeecees. It was a collision of couples. Late that night, Yandy went live again. "My man doesn't play about me," she said with a small smile. Hashtags erupted. Mendeecees versus Kirk. Protect Yandy. Rumors swirled. Kirk looked tense at a local event, watching his corners in case Mendeecees appeared. Producers debated if they should separate the men. or put them in the same room and film the moment that could break the franchise's record books. Fans posted predictions like brackets, public call-out, or slow burn revenge. And through it all, the personal cost crept in. Sources said Rasheeda was exhausted from cleanup duty. Yandy felt vindicated, saying she didn't make Kirk lose his cool. He did that on his own. Old clips resurfaced. Side eyes, slick lines, quiet shade. Proof the fuse had been lit long ago. Then a bigger twist. Whispers that Mendeecees refused to appear with Kirk unless conditions were met. Some claimed he wanted a public apology. Others said he wanted Kirk to admit the line was crossed. Fans argued, if Kirk apologizes, he looks weak. If he doesn't, Mendeecees will keep pressing. Memes went nuclear. Fake fight posters, boxing bells, Battle of Atlanta. Even people who don't watch the show weighed in. By the time a charity gala hit the calendar, with both couples reportedly invited, the internet decided this was it. The first real face-off. Cameras flashed. The room crackled. Mendeecees walked in with Yandy, steady but stone-focused. Kirk and Rasheeda had arrived earlier. Witnesses said Kirk stiffened the second he clocked Mendeecees across the room. The gala faded. The four of them became the main event. The air thinned as they closed distance. That kind of hush that makes people hold their breath. So, this is what we're doing? Mendeecees said, low and even. You thought threatening my wife wouldn't reach me? It was heat of the moment, Kirk shot back. I didn't put my hands on nobody. Don't twist it. Don't act brand new, Yandy cut in. You tried to scare me because you thought you could. I'm not alone. My husband doesn't answer to you, Rasheeda snapped. You stay dragging us and playing victim. The crowd gasped. Phones came up. Mendeecees didn't raise his voice. You don't threaten a woman. Not mine, not anyone's. Argue if you want, but that line? You crossed it. The words hung like smoke. Kirk's jaw set. His fists flexed. Rasheeda tugged at his arm. A producer slipped in, palm on Kirk's shoulder. Not here. Kirk let himself get pulled back, eyes locked on Mendeecees. The standoff wasn't over. It was on pause. After the gala clip leaked, timelines exploded. Yandy posted one word, protected, holding Mendeecees' hand. Hours later, Rasheeda answered with, loyalty is louder, smiling beside Kirk. No shouting, just captions as weapons. Podcasts and blogs turned it into a debate. Apology or accountability, pride or protection. Behind the scenes, lines hardened. People in Mendeecees' camp said he'd only film with Kirk if ground rules were clear. Friends of Kirk insisted he wouldn't be pushed into a public apology. The show still needed both couples, but now production had to film around a fault line. They crossed paths once more at a high-profile event. No chaos, just pressure. Mendeecees stood a half step in front of Yandy. Kirk squared his shoulders as Rasheeda held his sleeve. We can end this, Mendeecees said evenly. Own the line you crossed. I don't owe you anything on camera, Kirk replied. That's not clicks, Yandy added. That's respect. You've been milking this, Rasheeda fired back. A producer slid between them. No blow-up, just a stare-down that said everything. Fans argued all night. Was Kirk standing firm or dodging it? Was Mendeecees controlling or setting a boundary? By week's end, rumors swirled about a private sit-down with a mediator, neutral space, cameras optional. Half the fan base begged for peace. The rest wanted the showdown on screen. Either way, one thing was clear. Mendeecees wouldn't let Kirk Frost's threat fade. If there's a bridge, Kirk has to help build it. If not, separate lanes will split the cast, so what's next? Maybe Kirk faces the camera and chooses accountability. Maybe Mendeecees keeps the boundary firm and production films around it. Maybe both couples set rules and share a table without crossing lines. Whatever happens, Atlanta is watching, and the next move will echo far beyond one episode.